Good morning to 100% here. Today I am going to present a topic on flexible manufacturing system. It is called a FMS. We call it as FMS. FMS is one of the major trending technologies using in the manufacturing industries. Almost many of the industries has been implemented this FMS to minimize the time of a product production and to maximize the quality and productivity of the component. The FMS is very helpful in manufacturing a small component in almost in every places. Here the definitions of FMS is that the flexible manufacturing system is a highly automated group technology machine cell consisting of a processing workstations, usually called CNC machine tools. It means that the FMS stations will be connected almost with the CNC machine tools, interconnected by the automated material handling and the storage system. In our institute, we have the FMS and IIoT lab integrated through AICT mod ropes. We have the pick-and-place robot, the implementations of FMS, where that robot arm will pick the workpiece from the loading stations and will move to the working station, and after completion of that work, it will be again come to the unloading station. This is our FMS laboratory experimental setup. In many of the industries also they are doing the same. The group technology is nothing but the grouping of the similar parts or the machining operations grouped together to make the product. So here we have many types of advantages and having many types of layouts. So here will some of the flexibility in the manufacturing is the machine flexibility and also the production flexibility, and then mixing flexibility and the product flexibility. Machine flexibility is that the capability to adapt a given machine workstation in the system to wide range of production operations. So we can give n number of machines to connect in a single layout, and we can give the component to make that work in that particular machine. Production flexibility is nothing but the range or the number of part styles can be produced on the system. You can give different kinds of that they can do one operations directly move to the next operations, then mixed flexibility. These are some of the advantages. And then routing flexibility, where the capacity to produce parts through the alternative workstations, sequences in responses to equipment breakdowns, tool failures. In cases of any machines got breakdown or failure of tools or anything happens, we can directly move that particular work part to the another machines to complete that particular process. Volume flexibility, the ability to economically produce parts in high and low total quantities of production given the fixed investment in the system. Expansion flexibility is with which the systems can be expanded to increase the total production quantities. FMS can be in two kinds of operations. They called the processing operations and then assembly operations, where processing operations is that transforms the work material from one state to the another, moving towards the final desired part or product. It adds a value by changing the geometry or the properties or appearance of the static materials. Processing, it means that the main operations, it will be give the shapes or the properties or materials. It can be done in that process. Assembly operations after the completions, where the processing operations is on the progress, where the assembly after completing of that product, we making an assembly. It is more joining of two or more components to create a new entity, which is called an assembly or subassembly. Permanent joining processes include the welding, brazing, soldering, adhesive bonding, rivets, press fitting, and expansion fits. These two are the main types in FMS. The processing operations and the assembly operations will helpful to make the product easily and the quality one. This is about the types of FMS, where it has three, depending upon the number of machines, we have three types. The single machine cells, we call it as SMC, FMC, flexible manufacturing cell, and the last one is we call it as FMS. A single machine cell consists of fully automated machine capable of unattended operations for the time period longer than one machine cycle. It is capable of processing different types of part styles. where the FMC is consists of 2 or more processing workstations and a part handling system. So it will be like a layout, so it will be continually, the processing will be done. FMS is having 4 or more processing workstations. It will be interconnected with the CNC machining centers and turning centers to complete the process. This is the categories of FMS: single machine cell, flexible manufacturing cell, and then FMS. Then depending upon the level of flexibility, we have 2 types: the dedicated FMS, random order FMS. This is about the flexible manufacturing system. We have the 2 subsystems called the physical subsystem and the control subsystem. Physical subsystem is nothing but the workstation, storage, retrieval system, material handling system. Control subsystem is control hardware and the software. This is the flexible manufacturing system introduction. Thank you, one and all.